Let's solve a few more two-step equations. For this one, our variable is on the right. We need to add or subtract first. Uh-oh, I see two subtraction signs. Well, not really. This first one, we can treat that one as a negative because that 3 is a coefficient. A coefficient is a number that's paired up with a variable. Then this would be our subtraction because we really want to get rid of the integer, and 5 is the integer that we want to get rid of. So we're going to add 5 to both sides. All right, I'm going to do the right side first. Negative 5 plus 5 is 0, which is the same as nothing. So I don't need to write anything below that line. I'm going to copy down my negative 3 times x. And over here on the left, I have negative 11 plus 5. I can start at negative 11 on the number line and move 5 to the right. Or I can play a game of tug-of-war. Let's say I have a game of tug-of-war. I'll have 11 players on the negative team, and I'll have 5 players on the positive team. Well, the negative team is going to win because they have more players. How many more? Well, let's see. These all match up. So I'm left with an extra 6 players on the negative team. So negative 6. All right, then I need to multiply or divide. On the side with the variable, it says negative 3 times x. The inverse of times or multiplication is division. So I'm going to divide by negative 3 and do the same thing on the other side to keep it balanced. Any number divided by itself is 1, and 1x is the same as just x. Negative 6 divided by negative 3, that means we're going to take these 6 negatives up here, and we're going to divide them into 3 groups. But those groups are going to be negative groups. Okay, so if I take these negatives here, I'm going to divide them up into 3 groups. I have 2 negatives in each, but I'm not allowed to have negative groups, so I'm going to take the opposite. And when I take the opposite of a group, everything inside will become positives. And in division, I need to know what's in one group. So in one group, I'm going to have 2 positives. So positive 2. Let's just double check that answer. So if I put 2 in for x, I have negative 3 times 2, which is negative 6, and negative 6 minus 5 more. Ooh, that's a horrible day. That is negative 11. So yes, that is correct. Let's try one final one. Let's do 2 equals 4x. All right. So we'd start with addition or subtraction, but there is no integer here. It's kind of like we have plus 0. So we actually get to skip this one. Just because a problem like this is on today's work doesn't necessarily mean it's a 2-step equation. This one is really a 1-step equation, but there's something tricky about it. So we're going to actually skip to multiplication and division. On the side with the variable, it just says 4 times x. So the inverse of times is division. So we're going to divide both sides by 4. Okay? Now, most people look at this and they're like, oh yeah, 4 divided by 2 is 2. Yes, yes. But 2 is on top. It's 2 divided by 4. Okay? So if I have 2 cookies and I need to share it with these 4 people, how much of a cookie will each person get? Well, these 2 people would probably share that one, and these 2 people would probably share that one. And if they're sharing it, they're going to cut it in half. Each person is going to get a half of a cookie. So our answer is basically 2/4, but we can simplify it to 1/2. So x equals 1/2.